Today I am reviewing the ASUS ROG Zephyrus G16 all-around gaming laptop. If at any time you'd like to explore this product for yourself and grab it at a great price, be sure to check the links below the video. If you have been looking for a laptop that actually feels like a premium piece of hardware rather than just a plastic gaming brick, the new ASUS ROG Zephyrus G16 is probably the one you have been eyeing. I have been putting this machine through its paces for the last few weeks, using it for everything from heavy video editing sessions to late-night gaming, and while it is impressive, it is definitely not a perfect machine for everyone. If you want to see the current pricing or check out the official store links, I have left those in the description below, but let's talk about whether this thing actually lives up to the hype. The first thing you notice when you pull the G16 out of your bag is how thin it is. At just over half an inch thick and weighing in at about 4 pounds, it is remarkably portable for a 16-inch machine packing an Ultra 9 processor and an RTX 5070. ASUS really leaned into the premium aesthetic here with the Eclipse gray chassis. It feels dense, rigid, and professional enough to bring into a boardroom without looking like a toy. However, that thinness comes with a trade-off that you will notice the moment you start pushing the hardware. Thermal management in a chassis this slim is always a battle, and while the ROG Intelligent Cooling system with a triple fan setup is technically a marvel, the fans do get quite loud when you are under a heavy load. If you are planning to game in a quiet library, you are going to be that person everyone is staring at. Let's talk about that display because it is easily the highlight of this entire package. The 2.5K OLED panel is just stunning. The blacks are inky, the colors are vibrant, and the 240Hz refresh rate makes everything feel fluid. Whether you are scrolling through a long document or playing a fast-paced shooter, the clarity is top tier. The 0.2 milliseconds response time is the real deal, and I did not notice any ghosting during my testing. If you are a creator, the color accuracy is spot on, which saves a lot of time in post-production. That said, the 500 nit peak brightness is fine for indoor use, but if you are trying to work near a bright window or outdoors, it can struggle a bit compared to some of the newer mini LED panels hitting the market. Performance-wise, the combination of the Ultra 9 285H and the RTX 5070 is a powerhouse for this form factor. I ran several AAA titles, and it handled them with ease at high settings. You are not going to be hitting native 4K Ultra settings on every single title without some help from DLSS, but for a 16-inch portable machine, the frame rates are more than acceptable. Multitasking is where this thing really shines. I had multiple browser tabs, a video editing project, and a few background apps running simultaneously, and the system never stuttered. If you are a professional who needs to do heavy lifting on the go, this is a very capable tool. You can find the specific configuration I am using linked below if you want to check the current price. Now, let's get into the parts that might disappoint you. First off, the RAM is soldered. This is a common trend in thin and light laptops, but it is still frustrating because it means you are stuck with whatever capacity you buy on day one. If you think you might need more memory for future-proofing, you really need to buy the higher spec version up front. Also, while the port selection is actually quite good, you get Thunderbolt 4, HDMI 2.1, and an SD card reader, the placement of the power jack, and some of the ports can feel a bit cramped if you're using a full desktop setup with a lot of peripherals. The audio is another area that surprised me. The 6-speaker setup with the dual force-canceling woofers is arguably the best I have heard in a Windows laptop this year. It actually has some depth to the sound, which is rare. You can watch a movie without immediately reaching for your headphones. However, the battery life is just okay. In real-world usage, even with the efficiency of the Ultra 9, you are looking at about 6 to 7 hours of light productivity. If you are gaming, keep your charger handy, because that battery will drain in a fraction of that time. It is a portable machine, but it is not a leave your charger at home for the whole day kind of machine. If you are a student or a professional who needs a balance of portability and power, the Zephyrus G16 is a fantastic choice. It feels like a premium product, the screen is best in class, and it has enough power to handle almost any creative or gaming task you throw at it. But if you're a hardcore enthusiast who wants to upgrade your RAM later, or if you are extremely sensitive to fan noise in quiet environments, you might want to look elsewhere. It is a high-performance machine that requires you to accept the limitations of its slim design. Again, if you want to see the latest pricing or check out the authorized store links, they are right there in the description below. It is a great machine, but make sure you are buying from the right place so you can actually get that support if you ever run into an issue. Overall, ASUS has done a great job refining the G16, and for the right user, it is easily one of the most compelling laptops you can buy right now. It is not perfect, but it is a hell of a lot of fun to use.